Museum Mamaeva Sloboda. It's a small Cossacks village, almost in the heart of the Kyiv. This is the entrance, the map of the museum, and this is the way to the village. Maybe you know, in Kyiv, outside of the Kyiv, there is a big museum of of people's architecture, Ukrainian architecture. But that museum is very big, and you need to spend there maybe the whole day, because the area of the museum may be 5 kilometers to 5 kilometers. But this museum, Mamaeva Sloboda, some kind of light version of Pirogovo museum. First of all, this is because this is almost in the center of Kyiv. 10-15 minutes maximum from the nearest metro station, Shulavska, yes. And second, if you have lack of time, and you can come here and to spend here 1 or 2 hours just to walk around, and generally I think you will get some common imagination of Ukrainian architecture. So the area is not so big, of course not so many exhibits, but generally there are. In the center of this village there is a church, Cossack church. Some crosses because usually in former times Cossack church was located on the cemetery area. So the church itself is very simple, because Cossacks were mostly soldiers, let's to say, yeah. On the background we see skyscrapers, new houses, new buildings which were erected during the latest 10 years. This is the area, the space inside the church, Cossacks church, yes. Because mostly they were made of wood, they were wooden one. The video was made in the autumn of 2022 during the war between Ukraine and Russia, and of course there are not so many visitors. But as far as I remember, in previous years, of course, all these houses were open and you were able to enter to come inside. But now, to regret, this time everything was closed. And the area of the museum, there are 2 lakes, 2 ponds. One is small one, and this is the biggest, the central one. Now it's autumn, and of course you can have a chance to hear some locals. I mean, some locals who live there. you understand what I mean. Ругаются. Ругаются. Yeah, as I said, that previous years there were many visitors, but now not so many of them. Say you can have a chance to meet these geese again. Yeah. And you see these birds have an order, they move exactly in a line. And where they go to, I'll see. There is a moment. There is an apple tree, yes, and I think apples apples fall down in the nearby time. We say late apple, yes, late apple sort or late apple kind, and because the geese eat them with pleasure, as I see, and so they have a supper. This is korchma in Ukrainian language, or cafe in common language, yes. And there is also security guy who meets you, yes, and say you, well, hello, welcome. Very nice animal. Also, it's close to the grid, but before it was usually overfull, and because people could buy here drinks, food to eat something in the air. I hope the time will come back soon. Such a good time will come back soon, yes. Also, another security guy. Yes, he says you hello. And I think he's responsible for this for this device, for renting of this device. Yes, if you want to use this device, you need to feed him. Yeah, very cool guy. I think also he's not alone, but he's another mate. Yeah, you see them in the background. His another mates don't have desire to come. Yeah, this is his mates. They don't have desire to say you hello, to welcome you. So, if you are in Kyiv and you have 1-2 hours, you are welcome to this museum, and believe me, you will have a nice pleasure. Mamaeva Sloboda Museum.